What's shaking, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Duran Duran, and we're going to go back to their 1982, I believe, sophomore album, Rio. Though I should mention, as people have pointed out to me, the version of Rio I have is a sort of remixed and remastered version for the American music market, where it was considered that, I think they had to make it a little harder, a little edgier in terms of the percussion, which, they thought would make it a better sell here. So I'm not sure exactly, how each song differs from the original, like, British release, but nevertheless, we are going to listen to what was actually a request. Someone mentioned, like, hey, you should go back to Rio. There's a couple songs that I wouldn't mind seeing a reaction to. One was The Chauffeur. The other one was New Religion. Neither one of these tunes I remember by name, so we're going to start with The Chauffeur. I'm intrigued by that title. We'll see if it relates to a chauffeur specifically, or if that's used more as a metaphor. Once again, unless it immediately cues some memory, which, fair to say, I said the same thing about Save a Prayer. I was like, the name sort of sounds familiar, but I can't think of the sonics, and the moment it started, it was like, oh my god, it's this tune, I love this tune. So again, it's possible that there might be other stuff on this album that, even if the name doesn't jump off the album sleeve here to me, I will nevertheless remember it. But as far as I know, I have not heard The Chauffeur before, or at least I don't remember it. So yeah, once more, let's get a shout out to the artwork. I really do love this artwork. It looks so 80s, right? It's just a classic look. Shout out to Izzy World, who uses this as the logo for his profile. I'm just such a big fan of the band, or I'm becoming such a big fan of the band, and I'm beginning to realize, like, why there are several of you out there who have, sort of really become educated about the history of the band and understanding sort of the contributions of the different members and their skills with their various parts and so on. So once again, shout out to all you Duran Duran fans, serving as my guide as we go through their catalog. But yeah, this is the Chauffeur, from Duran Duran's 1982 Rio album, though as I said, this is the American release, so I believe it might be a little bit different from the original, like, UK release. Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar right out of the gate. It sounds dark, a bit dissonant, a bit twisted. Haunting even.
Out on the top lanes, the glides are moving. Oh, looking for a new place to drive.
Okay.
You sit beside me, so new and charming. Sweating new drops glisten fresh in your side.
Has this sort of like piercing glass-like quality, that synth melody. Oh. And sort of an engine-like sort of drone. Oh, this is wicked. Oh my god. I love this part. Sort of almost like xylophone style synth.
The sun drips down, getting heavy behind the front of your dress, all shadowy lined, and the droning engine.
Oh my god.
In time with your beating heart.
Oh, I miss it. Oh, come on! It's like a twisted carnival, like, it's like dissonant and bright at the same time. This is genius.
To tear up from your eyes with a thought to slip and
sort of like distant haze or. Oh, that deep kind of bass. And his singing on this one is. I love the like intensity and passion of it. I feel like maybe there's some effects a little bit. There's like these like vocal synths or something, like breathy kind of synths. Yeah, definitely voices. And there's like a cricket synth. Synth flourish. Again, it's like a demented fair. How have I never heard this tune? I love like early 80s synth pop and somehow I've never heard this tune. I don't think it got radio play in the way that Hungry Like the Wolf and Rio did. I remember hearing those on the radio. But this is brilliant. One of my favorites I've heard from the early period. This is crazy. I know what I'll be listening to in my car tomorrow when I go to work. Oh my God. Brilliant. I mean, to end an album with that tune, like what a statement of like, yo, this, like, think about what you just listened to. Reflect on that final parting oral message we just imparted. Wow. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to re-listen to that multiple times. It had this sort of, again, like off-kilter sort of atmosphere, but it was still sort of bright and enthusiastic. It was like a bit dissonant and dark, but again sort of like energetic at the same time. His singing was amazing, and again I think there was at least a couple lines where there may have been some effects on it, or just maybe he knows how to like, you know, like present his voice in that way. But ultimately that was a brilliant song. Maybe my favorite that I've heard from this album. Maybe my favorite I've heard from the early period. Again, I'd have to, you know, keep listening to these tunes, and I'm listening to the songs they've made 30 and 40 years later, so I'm getting sort of like this all angles approach to, you know, diving into Duran Duran's music. So yeah, but that was incredible. That was one of my favorites I've heard so far. So shout out to the person who, of course, in the moment, I'm forgetting the name. I do apologize. And I am getting more requests these days, so like, and not just for Duran Duran, but, you know, Depeche and Tears for Fears and some other groups that I'm reacting to. So it is getting a little bit harder to keep track of the names of who's asked for something specifically. So I do apologize. My short-term memory is not the greatest. Long-term memory is great. I could tell you, you know, what color shirt I was wearing and what I ate for dinner like 25 years ago. If you asked me what I was wearing yesterday and what I ate yesterday, I'd be like, wait, I don't remember. So not sure what that's about. But yeah, that was brilliant. That was fantastic. I'm absolutely loving this. I'm going to come back for the other one that this person recommended, which is New Religion, because, you know, if they like that song, then I'm interested in whatever else they like, because that was brilliant. So yeah, thank you for listening and watching. I will see you next time.